Welcome back into the Birdland Network, where we talk all things Orioles and Major League Baseball. And today I'm back with a brand new video that I want to discuss with you guys about the trade deadline and some options that the Orioles might have leading up to the trade deadline. But before we do that, if you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. That way every time we go live or do a new video, you'll be notified. And if you could, please give us a thumbs up. So, as everyone knows, we're about a week away from the trade deadline. July 30th is the big day. And there's been so much talk about the Orioles and the different ways they could go at the trade deadline with all the prospects they have, whether it's Tariq Skubal, whether it's Garrett Crochet, or some of these other guys that could possibly be made available at the trade deadline. But I want to bring up a name that I think nobody talks about. And this is a guy that's going to basically cost the Orioles relatively nothing, and I think could be an addition that really helps the Orioles. And that's James Paxton. Now, I want you guys to hear me out on this. I'm not saying this is the only move the Orioles make before the deadline, but this is a move that I think they could make that has little risk and could be a major upside for them. So let's talk a little bit about Paxton. Of course, he was just released by the Dodgers. He was DFA'd last week. He's not had a good season with the Dodgers for sure. If you look at his numbers this year, he's 8-2. He's got a good record. He's 8-2, but he's got a 4.43 ERA. He's got 89 innings pitched with 64 strikeouts and a 1.45 WHIP. So his WHIP is not that great. And when you look at his percentile rankings, everything is below average. Absolutely. He's having a bad year considered in that respect. But 4.43 ERA is not the worst. He's 8-2. This is a guy that I think, in my humble opinion, could help the Orioles. He's also got some upside, and here's what I mean. This is what I think are things that could attract the Orioles to James Paxton. First off, he's a proven veteran that they could easily slot into the number 4 or number 5 starter role. Secondly, he's left-handed. They're looking for a left-hander. Right now, they don't have a left-hander in their rotation. They've got Suarez, Kramer, Grayson, and Burns. 4 righties. They need a lefty. Are they going to give the reins to Cade Povich again, a rookie? Or are they going to give it to Cole Irvin, who's been below average the second half? The second half from June on, he's not been very good. Or you could bring in a guy like a James Paxton. That's another thing. His lifetime ERA is 3.76. He's not like this is a really bad pitcher. He's 72-40 for his career, and he's only got 1 year left on the deal that he has. He signed a 1-year deal with the Dodgers for $7 million. Even if the Orioles have to pay the rest of the contract, it's a prorated contract from August, and then they're out of the contract at the end of the season. I don't see how the Orioles could fail with this one. What's the worst thing that could happen? You bring him in, you don't like what you see, and then you just DFA him back. But if you bring him in and you can work with him and you can develop him and get him back on track, he could be a viable end of the rotation starter that the Orioles are looking for that's also got playoff experience. So I think this is something the Orioles really got to look into. Again, when you look at his splits, his percentile rankings, everything. Exit ERA, exit batting average, fastball velocity, exit velocity, chase whiff rate, everything is down for him. Everything's below for his pitching metrics. I get that, but I think the Orioles have been really good at developing and making guys work and making them become more successful again. And I think they can do that with James Paxton. Again, it will cost them little to nothing. They don't have to trade for him, and you can put him at the back end of your rotation. I still think the Orioles are going to make trades, but this is a guy I would not be surprised if the Orioles look into. But will they actually sign him? Probably not, but I think this guy could be a viable starter at the back end of the rotation. Just my opinion. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think. Could the Orioles maybe take a flyer on James Paxton and see what he does with relatively no cost? Let me know in the comments what you think. But that's it, guys. That's my video for today. Just wanted to share that out there. I think the Orioles could look into him, and he could possibly help with little risk involved for the Orioles. I appreciate y'all joining me for this video. Short one, nothing major today, but I wanted to kind of share that out there. Thanks for joining me, gang. Keep rooting for the O's, and take care of yourselves and each other. Bye now.